All right, shalom, shalom. Let's get into it. Nice, beautiful day. But without further ado, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Basum, Yahshua, Basum, Makakadash, double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Much respect to you brothers out there as preaching His word of truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, standing tall, standing boldly for the name of Yahweh, Basum, Yahshua. I want to say shalom to the lake, scattered abroad, and the speckled bird. All right, our people throughout the four corners of the earth that's waking up. Some of them looking like the heathens, but they understand that their lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, I want to say shalom. Okay, it's a nice, beautiful day again. Okay, and it's beautiful to come out here and do the work. All right, nice, beautiful day, and a beautiful day to come do the work. And glad Yahweh Shem outside woke me up today. All right, and thank Yahweh Shem outside that He woke you up today too. You know, another day to go out here and prophesy the downfall of this wicked ass kingdom called Babylon the Great, Egypt. You know, Egypt, Sodom, and Gomorrah. Okay, because it's very clear and it's very evident to the elect's eyes. Okay, the hopeful elect's eyes, that this man's kingdom is clearly falling off. Now I was walking earlier, because sometimes before I come to camp, I might walk a little bit, you know, scope out exactly where I want to be at, you know, if I want to be at the same spot like right here, or if I want to go by the water, okay, which I'm still by the water, but you know, it is what it is. But I was looking at the statue over here. I don't know if you can see it. Bear with me. It's like it's a statue back here. All right, I can't seem to zoom in, but this is Abraham Lincoln statue back there. All right, and behind that statue, it pretty much says every house divided cannot stand, and it's very clear. Okay, any house, any government, any nation, kingdom that's divided against itself cannot stand. And it's pretty much clear and evident that we can clearly see it. All right. So you got the Democrats versus the Republicans, but at the end of the day, you know, we know that they're both the same size, you know, two sides of the same coin. Okay. So, you know, it gives the people an illusion of what team they're on, but at the end of the day, you know, they all working for the same person. They all working for the wicked elites, okay? And, you know, that's another reason why we don't go vote, you know? Also, we don't vote because it's putting another nation above us, you know? But we can also clearly see that these people that you're voting for, at the end of the day, they have to follow an agenda, right? That the wicked elites give them. Okay, you're going to set up this order, you're going to set up this. And, you know, some of us, we just see Donald Trump, he's the man to get things done. He got that swagger for it, you know? Man to get things done, and he may stay in for another term, you know? Hey, so it is what it is. We understand that Yahweh Shem Shai, he's at the end of the day, he's the one that's controlling everything on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side, okay? So that's why we don't trip. We understand that this is his movie, and his word won't come back to him void, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get that scripture. Give me 1 second before I turn to it. Mark 3:25. Okay, give me 1 second while I turn to it. Bear with me. All right, so this is Mark 3:25, and this is right behind the statue behind me. I don't know if you brothers and sisters, a few sisters that's watching, can see it. The statue right behind me. And, you know, it doesn't say the scripture, but this is the scripture right here. And if it's like your Mark 3:25, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. All right. And we're pretty much living in the times where this nation is not standing up against each other. All right. Eventually, you're going to have Jacob versus Esau. You already have that right now. And you're going to have the Edomite versus the Edomite. Okay. Russia versus the United States. And who's ruling Russia? Who's ruling the United States? Both of them is Esau, Edom. You know, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay, we can clearly see that. All right, us that have the eyes to see that, we can clearly see that this wicked man is running the whole world into the ground. You know, he understands that he has but a short time to rule this earth. So, hey, he's taking everybody that he can with him. He don't care. You know, they got the agenda to take out what the earth has about 7-8 billion people on this world, and they want to cut it down to 500 million. So that's billions and billions and billions of people that they want taking out this world. You know, the earth was, I'm paraphrasing, the earth was made. It's like there be many created, but few shall be saved. That's in 2nd Ezra 8. Okay, many created, but few is going to make it out of this upcoming destruction. Okay, only few is going to come out of it. You know, you only have a little speckle. Slack it. Out of all the dust, out of all the people in this world, the dust, you're going to have only a few fragments of gold that's shining, that's trying to please the Lord. Everybody else, they have that do with thy will spirit, So these are the same souls coming back and waiting for their judgment, okay? And so, this is why we're trying our hardest. This is why, we thanking Yahweh Shem Asai for, waking us up another day to come out here and prophesy the downfall of this kingdom. That's why it's important to go out there to the highways and byways. First and foremost, you're going out there prophesying the downfall of this kingdom, and you're searching for the elect, okay? The elect wants to hear this. The elect is going to inquire about this truth, all right? So you can be out there, like a member, or, even the other nations, they have a question. What you out here doing this? You're right there, readily available for the people to talk to you, okay? And they listen for your calls, okay? And you tell them what's going to happen before it happens, because we understand that the Lord's, Yahweh Shem Asai's word will not come back to him void, okay? So, it's a beautiful thing. So I'm going to continue reading Mark 3:25. I'm going to go ahead and read it again. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Okay, we can clearly see the evidence of that. This man's kingdom is not standing. It's falling, and it's going to fall so far down, it's not going to be able to get up anymore, man. All right? And if Satan rise against himself and be divided, he cannot stand. But what happened in? Okay? Satan against himself. All right? Because we understand that Satan down here is Edomites, man, the so-called white man, Now these are low-level Edomites, even though they got pride on them, they don't understand what's going on. But these high levels, the wicked elites, the ones upstairs, they understand what's going on, okay? They understand what's going on. Here they are. They took the land from our brothers, the Northern Kingdom, and they're pretty much spreading it out to the generations to generations, okay? To their own people. So that's why we're waiting for new rulership, man. Matter of fact, let's go to Job. Hey, because when you go to Job, man, the man was on fire. Dude was on fire, man. He was, he's a man to look up to because he was suffering, man. And this is us in the truth, man, suffering. So my poster fell down. Like you about that poster fell down, got to stay up. I may start bringing my old poster stand again. But anyways, Job is a man to look up to. You know, I can remember as a little child when I would read the Bible, you know, I always had a affinity, a love for Job. You know, that's one thing I can say, you know, in my Christian walk in the world, you know, they read about Job, how Job went through it, and I appreciated Job as a little child. Okay, and Job was one of my favorite books in the Bible. And like I said, you gotta learn the patience of Job. You know, Job had a lot of patience. The Lord put him down, you know, because we understand that it's the Lord's movie. The Lord put him down in a low condition. He was suffering, okay? But he had patience. He's still trusting in the Lord. And this is what we got to have, patience, trusting in the Lord in these last days. Okay? It's very, very nigh and very, very slacky. It's very, very dear that you have patience in the Lord. You know, you have stories that apostles and elders would say, that would tell how our brothers would come into the truth. And, you know, they will lose patience. You know, in Baruch 2, you know, it says, woe unto you, you know, paraphrasing, woe unto you who lost patience. Okay, when the Lord visits you, what you going to do? You lost patience. You wanted the Lord to come in your time. All right, you didn't want to have patience and wait upon the Lord. So it's another reason why we out here to the highways and byways telling you to have patience on the Lord. Okay, because we understand that 1,000 years is but one day to the Lord. But we're in the book of Habakkuk 2 and 2. All right. Anyways, let's get Job 9 and 24, because Job was getting on these devils, man. You know, calling them base men and all that stuff. Well, these base men is ruling over us. Okay. Job 9 and 24. Okay. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered. It's like it. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right. Who's ruling? Okay. All you got to do is just sit down and look around. Who's ruling? All right. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Okay. Through the Renaissance period. Okay. The Lord, you know, the Lord showed his might. The Lord showed his power. Okay. Here it is. His people at such a base condition drove up to the Caucasus Mountains at a base condition, and then the Lord rose them up. All right. With the Lord raising them up through the Renaissance period, he ended up painting the faces over the judges. All right. Painting the faces over Yahushua, over the angels, over the real men of the Lord. Okay. So, hey, you know, it is what it is. And it says, if not, where and who is he? Okay. If not, who is this man? Okay. Who is this man? So, you know, with the elect eyes, we can clearly see who's ruling the earth. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and he's driving down this whole earth into the ground. Okay. This is Psalms 78 and 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. Okay. Here it is. You had 600 years, maybe even more, of a head start of our people. You came through. You slew our brothers, the Native Americans. All right, Gad, Reuben, Issachar. Okay, all of the tribes, man. Okay, our people, you know, they did a disservice in trusting you. And they took the smallpox, the blankets, okay, from them. They ended up getting sick from that. And then here it is, all this oppression that you're putting upon our people still to this very day. Okay, still to this very day. You want to speak wickedly wickedly against us, man. Okay, because we going through it, you know. No matter if Edomite is working hard, man, to bust his ass off, he still has that privilege, man. Okay. So here it is, our people still getting shot down in the street, taken down without mercy. Okay. Edomite does the same crime or so, and that Edomite might get out scotch-free, or he may serve a year. But our brothers that do the same crime, you know, I'm not saying it's right, but, you know, just giving an example, our brothers that do the same crime, okay, they in it for years, all right? So this is why it's imperative to know the Lord, all right, so you won't get jacked up like that. But we do understand in these last days that some of the men of the Lord is going to be thrown into prison, but that's why you got to look up to Job. That's why you got to look up at your forefathers in the past, you know, when they were thrown into prison. You know, they didn't lose faith. They still trusted in the Lord. Okay. So let's finish that. Psalm 78:8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Okay, saying that Yahweh Bashem outside doesn't exist. That you evolved from a monkey, all right? The Lord don't exist. All this was created by Big Bang, okay? Saying that the chariots, saying that the angels are little green men, all right? You speaking wickedly against the heavens, okay? It says they set their mouth against the heavens, okay? Even the men of the Lord looking down upon them, you know, looking at us as if we don't understand this word. Okay, this word was given to us, okay, and we're the only ones who can truly break down this word. That's why in that statue, you look back there, it doesn't say the precept, you know. Over here, we're about bringing out precepts, bringing out the true understanding of this word, you know, showing you that it's in the Bible. Okay, we're not just speaking out of our own mouths. Okay. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna go ahead and get that in Isaiah 8:20 because Salaki, I got a burp. Seems to always happen when I'm out here preaching or trying to do a lesson. You know, you want to come up at me. But anyways, Isaiah 8:20, because a couple weeks ago, I believe it was Derby or whatever it was. Yeah, the Edomite, because I didn't know it was Derby. You know, I was just coming up here to preach this word. Yeah, the Edomite with a megaphone preaching with no Bible, just yelling at people, man. Completely going off. All right. I totally believe he's an Edomite. All right, completely going off. All right, when you preach, you gotta preach out of the word. So this is Isaiah 8:20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it's because there's no light in them. Okay, not bringing out any precepts, no edification. All right, because when we do videos, we got to bring out the word. We got to show you in the word, you know, give our people this milk and this meat, you know, the meat for the ones who can digest the meat. But the milk, hey, the milk is always still strong. The milk is still strong to this day. The milk confounds and chokes, hey, a lot of the 2/3 in these people out here, okay? But anyways, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it's because there's no light in them. And that's why it's imperative, as when you do your lessons, do your sit-downs, and especially coming out here preaching the word, you got to bring it out from the Bible. You got to show them what's the truth, okay? Not just speaking out of your own mouth, right? And that's what we do, you know? And people may not like it, you know, because we just breaking it down, man. All right? We're just breaking it down, and it doesn't matter if you like it or not, okay? So let me get because of Salaki. I think I want to get 1 Corinthians 4 and 9, okay? Because you had a Edomite couple walk by, and they stopped. You know, I know you can't see them, but they stopped, and they started pointing, man. You know, they just started pointing. You know, so we're like a spectacle upon the world. You know, this is another reason why we're going out there preaching the word. You know, you can't be a spectacle upon the world if you're just out there on your laptop all day and not going out there to the highways and byways. No, the people, the angels, see you out here doing this work, okay? And a lot of the people are gonna think you crazy, but at the end, okay, at the end, they're gonna see that they were the ones that were crazy, okay, for not following you, for not believing in you, okay. So this is for that Edomite couple that walked by, you know, and they stopped. I believe they're Edomite, you know, they just pointed and like, oh my God. But anyways, this is 1 Corinthians 4 and 9, okay? For I think that power has set forth us, the apostles, last, and were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle, okay? We are made a spectacle unto the world, and to the angels, and to men. So even the angels, even though you can't see them, because we understand in the truth that the Lord's eyes are 10 times brighter than the sun. The Lord sees everything. All right, the Lord is sitting down and watching. Are you going to come out here and preach this word? All right, you're going to bring it out. Angels, you know, they watching. Men, they watching. Even though some of them, they may not stop by and you know, inquire what it was, they're watching. You know, you got your garment on with your fringes, you know, and they looking at you crazy, like, what in the world is this? But they don't understand that this right here, this is the true light, okay? This is the true light. This is the true wisdom that's crying out in the streets, okay? True wisdom cries out in the streets. So I'm gonna look up that word spectacle, okay? Spectacle. All right. It's a definition of spectacle, a visually striking performance or display. So visually, okay, these people are seeing you, and sadly, it's like a performance unto the people out here and to the 2/3. Okay, like it says in Ezekiel, you know, you're like a lovely song. You're like a lovely song unto them. You know, they hear the words, but they do not do them, okay? And so they're going to get jacked up, get that death by pain, learn the hard way that what you were saying is true, and they're going to understand that the Lord sent a prophet among them, you know? You know? So it doesn't matter if you're out here by yourself or with a group. This is your lot, man. This is what you're supposed to do if you're called to preach this word. Because we understand we're in our lots, you know. The spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, okay? So this is like a performance. It's like a play unto the people. They be like, wow, man. Like, really? But only the elect is going to inquire, okay, about the truth and get reproved and then go do what the Lord tells them. You see, you may have people that inquire about the truth, but at the end of the day, they don't do what the Lord tells them to do. You know, I have some homies, you know, before I got really, really serious in the truth, you know, because the Lord was dealing with me and grooming me to make me the man that I'm supposed to be. You know, I was a young buck, you know, just first got into the truth. And, you know, I was telling some brothers at work that I really trust. I was telling them about the truth. And now that I'm more grounded in the truth, and I still tell them about the truth, you know, where they at? You know, where they at? They're not doing They may know the name of the Lord. Just knowing the name of the Lord ain't enough. Okay, you got to do that which is pleasing unto the Lord. You can't be still smoking weed and doing all types of manners of wickedness and thinking that you good. Oh, I know the name of the Lord. I'm Gucci, man. No, man, that's not how it works. Okay. So back to the scripture. All right, verse 10. We are fools for Mashiach's sake. Okay, we're fools for the Lord's sake, man. Because at the end of the day, in our mind, man, in our hearts, okay, we understand that hey, the Lord's word is true. Okay, the Lord blessed us with the eyes to see this wicked ass kingdom falling down. Okay, but everybody else, they have this false sense of security. Okay, since everything is opening back up, slowly opening back up, they're like, man, things are going to go back to normal, man. No, like that pastor said, no. The pastor thinking that things is going back to normal. These pastors want things to go back to normal so they can get their pockets full. But yet they're not telling you the true word of the Lord. So the Lord got to jack them up for that. But us out here, we're fools for the Lord's sake, man. Okay? No matter if you believe it or not. Okay, we believe it and we know it's true. Okay? We believe it, we know it's true, so we're fools for the Lord's sake. Okay? But ye are wise in a Mashiach. We are wise, okay? Our eyes are open. We can clearly see it, so we're wise. We are weak. Okay, we're not but sheep here. But ye are strong. You are honorable, but we are despised. Okay? So we're despised, man. They don't like this truth. We're hated for the Lord's name's sake, okay? All right, because they don't understand it. They want things to go back to normal, okay? So they're going to despise us for this truth. The Edomites see us out here preaching the word, which is preaching this word is like a form of spiritual power, because what we are saying is clearly coming to pass, okay? What we are saying is clearly come to pass, and that's why we're seeing all these plagues and destruction coming upon this earth. I believe there was an article about a solar minimum, okay? So where the sun, even though it may be shining, eventually it's going to, trying to see how to put this, eventually it's going to cause more famine, okay? It's going to cause famine because the plants ain't getting enough sunlight. Okay, it's just going to be other chaos out here, man. Okay? So verse 11, even unto this present hour we both hunger and thirst and are naked, because we have to go to our enemies for everything, man. It goes back to the curses, man. So when we get into the kingdom of heaven, all right, when we get into the kingdom of heaven, we're going to sincerely appreciate all that the Lord has given us. Instead of in the past when we were given the kingdom, okay, we were going off, fighting each other. All right, the house of Saul versus the house of David, fighting each other, going off, committing all types of manner of wickedness. Our women getting into witchcraft and all that stuff, man. We got fed, and we didn't treat the Lord how he was supposed to be treated, man. But hey, me and my household, hey, we gonna serve the Lord, okay? We're not gonna play no games with the Lord over here. In our buffet and have no certain dwelling places. So eventually, man, it may come to a point where Esau, Edom, he's coming down with such great wrath, okay? He's coming down with such great wrath that brothers and sisters, are not going to have a certain dwelling place. They're going to have to dwell in the wilderness, be as pilgrims upon this earth, Hey, but that's still having the patience in the Lord, man. The understanding that what you're going through at the end of the day, you know, at the end of the day, what you're going through, you know, you're going to get everything back tenfold, you know, tenfold times 100-fold, man. Okay? So this is why you can't love the world. And you got Eve over there with Edom, you know. They always love, you know, a lot of times, every time I see them down here, man, it's always the nerdiest, the weirdest looking ass Edomite that they with, man. Sheesh. But you know, we understand if you join unto them, you know, the wicked still have a judgment to them. You know, just because you love them and want to hold hands with them, you're gonna be thrust through with them. All right. It's like a poster fell down. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Get my backpack in front of me. All right. Cause that poster, man, all right, the 12 tribes chart is a part of prophecy, okay? And you got dudes out there that don't believe in the 12 tribes chart, okay? That's part of prophecy, you know? They're you know, gonna have people ask, son of man, what is this? And you explain them what is this, okay? Ezekiel 37. But anyways, verse 12, 1 Corinthians 4 and 12, and labor, working with our own hands, being reviled, we bless. Being persecuted, we suffer it. Okay, so being hated for it, being persecuted for this truth, you know, we suffer for it. And we just waited patiently for the Lord to come back and redeem his people. Okay, because the Lord is the redeemer of his people. All right. You got Jake in such a low condition over here, you know. Jake in such a low condition, got their babies out here, you know. It's a crying shame how they have their babies out here, man. You know, looking like that, just walking around like that, man. You know, this is why we searching for new heavens and new earth where dwells in righteousness, man. You know, not to see our people in such a horrible condition like that, man. But hey, they don't want to inquire about the truth, so, you know, they're going to be destroyed and their children are going to be destroyed by the Lord. All right, whatever pestilent plagues, the sword, death, and destruction the Lord sets upon them, you know. Because the Lord is calling out here, you know. The Lord sends his men out there to be a beacon of light, all right, to shine above everybody else out here, to tell them how to get close to the Lord, but you don't want to listen, okay? You don't want to listen. All right, being defamed, all right, verse 13, being defamed, okay? So a lot of us are going to be defamed. They're trying to do it now. They're hating you for this truth because you're bringing out true edification, okay? Because your people don't want to go out and eat that pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster because you're healing, all right? This truth is healing your nation, all right? This truth is healing your nation. They want to see your nation down at the bottom. They want to see your nation they want to see your nation in the prison cells. Okay? They want to see your nation in such a weak condition. Okay? So when Jake is rising up, Jake is looking like a man among men. They hate seeing that, man. All right? They hate seeing that. But you know, it is what it is. We understand it's the Lord's movie, so it's got to happen, you know. They're going to defame us. They're going to hate us for this truth, man. You know? Being defamed, we entreat. We are made as the filth of the world, okay? Once again, you raising up, you preaching the word, your people waking up, and they don't want to dwell in wickedness anymore, so they're going to hate you for it, man. All right, so they look at you as the filth of the world. All right, the 2/3, which is a bigger number than the elect, 1/3, you know, They're joined into this man's kingdom, which this man's kingdom is clearly falling down. And since they trust in man, they're going to be made as a desert, man. Okay? And are offscoring of all things unto this day. Okay? So the prophets back then, you know, they waiting for the kingdom of heaven, which we are those prophets in the past. And now we're living in a time where we can clearly see that this man's kingdom is falling and that the kingdom of heaven is literally right around the corner. Okay? So even though we're being defamed, be made as look upon as the filth of the world, and we take it cheerfully, man. You know, the word says take it cheerfully, man. Look at the men of old, you know. Matter of fact, let's get some scriptures. Instead of just saying it, let's go ahead and get it. Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. Okay, what our past, what our ancestors went through. Okay, and that's why it's written in the book. Okay. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience, okay, once again, having patience, all right, knowing the patience of Job, all right, looking at our forefathers of old, okay, and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope, okay, because you got to endure to the end. This is the Lord's test, all right. He's not just going to give you the kingdom of heaven, just hand it over after your people over and over and over disrespected the Lord. No. Okay, the Lord is a father, man. All right, you don't let your child do whatever he wants. You know, if you're in your right mind, and you actually really, really love your child, you're not gonna let him do whatever he wants. You're not just gonna give him things just because. All right, this child has to show that he's able to accept it. You know. He has to come of age, you know, like a 3-year-old. You give a 3-year-old a brand new car, he ain't gonna be able to appreciate that car, okay? That 3-year-old ain't gonna be appreciating that car. He ain't gonna be able to drive that car. So that child has to grow up, okay? Be shaped into the man that he's supposed to be, okay? And show that he's worthy and able to accept that new car. Okay, that's what the Lord is doing with his men, with his people. Okay, are you worthy to accept the kingdom of heaven? Okay, you know, say when everything is taken away from you, are you still going to trust in the Lord? You know, you got to think about Job. Everything was pretty much taken away from him, but he stayed tall in the Lord, man. Stayed boldly for the Lord still, even through all that suffering, man. You know, Job was suffering so much, man. He wanted to go back to the spirit world, because when you go back to the spirit world, you're not suffering anymore. Matter of fact, I may have a scripture. Bear with me. May have wrote it down. I'm forgetting it at the top of my head, so bear with me. If I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get it later, I think. Hold on. But anyways, I'll probably have to search it up. I can't think how you phrase it right now. But hey, Job wanted to go into the spirit world. That's how much suffering he was getting. But guess what? He's staying tall for the Lord, man, to the very end. And he got increased, okay? Greatly increased. So that's what the Lord is doing with his elect, you know? You may go through something, you know? It's Jacob's trouble. We don't know our lots. We don't know our story in Jacob's trouble. But we do know that we got to trust in the Lord no matter what, Okay? Trust in the Lord no matter what. Romans 13:11, okay? And that, knowing that, it's like, and that knowing the time that it is now high time to awake out of sleep. It's now high time to wake out of sleep. Okay, this man's kingdom is divided against his soul. It's high time to wake out of sleep. Stop playing games with the Lord. Okay? Stop playing games with the Lord, man. For now our salvation is nearer than we believe. Alright? Our salvation is nearer than we believe. But we have to endure to the end, man. We have to endure to the end. Okay? Matthew, let's go ahead and get that. Matthew 24:6. Okay? And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Okay? It's the top of the year, man. America attacked Iran, man. And, you know, me speaking for myself, I was like, oh, snap. This is happening, man. But it said, be not troubled. You know, I wasn't troubled, but I was like, damn, it's really happening. So, you know, pretty much 2020 was just ramping up, man. Ramping up. All right? So it's just showing you, hey, our salvation is nearer than what we believe. Get this truth, buckle down in this truth while we have the chance. All right? While we have the chance, all right? Keep on abounding in the work of the Lord. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that. That's 1 Corinthians 15:58. Okay. 1 Corinthians 15:58. Okay. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord. For as much as you know that your labor is not in vain. Your labor is not in vain. You're going out here to the highways and byways. You're doing your sit downs throughout the week. Okay? Because I know for me, hey, it's you know, lately, it's been a sacrifice of time. Hey, and I'm all for that, man. You know, because since I'm going back to work, they kind of change our schedule. And, you know, even though we work less, you know, for a less amount of time, I don't have that sit-down time like I did when I was first, you know, earlier in the year. You know, we'll have a longer break, okay? Where I have like a 30-minute break, and now it's like 2 15 minutes. You know, when we had them 30 minutes breaks, hey, I was on it, man. Able to do, you know, my 2 quick lessons. But, you know, hey, that's a change, man. That's a change. Okay? Can't complain about it, just adapt. You know? So we're going to experience change in the world to come, man. Okay? When Jacob's trouble happens, it's going to be changed. So you got to adapt. Just like I have to adapt at my new work schedule. Okay? I have to adapt with that. All right? But anyways, I'm going to read it again. It's going. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain. Okay, your labor is not in vain. You coming out here doing the work. You sacrificing time to come out here and preach the word. Okay, you sacrificing time to do your sit downs. You know. So now after work, you know, I drive home. All right, I may stay in my car, I may go outside, and I do my lesson there, you know, do my lesson there. But hey, you know, it's got to be done. You can't complain about it, you know, can't complain about it. You just got to do it, because your work that you're doing is not in vain. Okay, the work that you're doing is not in vain. Okay, so it's changed. So when Jacob's trouble hits, that's going to be change that you have to adapt to. And that's a time that you really going to have to trust in the Lord. Hey, when the kingdom of heaven, that's going to be changed. Okay? Before you get into them chariots, your body is going to be changed. Okay? And when you get in the kingdom of heaven, everything's going to be changed. And guess what? Hey, guess what? You know, all them other nations that's not Israelites, hey, they're going to have to adapt to that change, man. And they may not get used to it. But us over here, we got to get used to the change as coming to this world. You know, it may be uncomfortable. It may suck. But, you know, it is what it is, okay? Back to Matthew 24, that's where I was at. Matthew 24:6. So this is the change that is coming, okay, upon the world. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet, okay? For nation shall rise against nation, okay? So we seeing Edom against Jacob. We're seeing Moab. All right, we're seeing all these other nations going at it, man. All right? Kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places. So this is the time period that we're living in, that we can clearly see, okay? And guess what? Verse 8, all these are the beginnings of sorrow. This is the beginnings of sorrows, man. So this is the change that you had to get used to, all right? This is the change that you're going to have to get used to, understanding that this is the beginning of sorrows. But this is why we sacrificing our times, our lives to go out here and preach the word. So, Lord willing, will have mercy upon us, and we'll be able to eat. We'll be able to feed our families in these days to come, when that change hit, when the Edomites come after our people, man. Okay? We sacrifice our time and our lives now, so the Lord will have mercy, have great mercy. Let's say that, for the Lord to have immense, great mercy upon us for when the enemy come in like a flood, okay? Everybody else, they don't want to take heed to the gospel, man. The true gospel, the true word. Hey, they just going to be cut down, okay? So this is another change that's coming, you know? This is the beginning of sorrows, you know? And they shall deliver you up to be afflicted, and they shall kill you, and ye shall be hated all nations for my name's sake. So, hey, you know, we're hated. We're looked at as a fowl of the earth for preaching righteousness, for having our people, you know, get out the slums, you know, the slums in sin, you know, in that low condition, you know, and they hate us for it, man. But hey, it is what it is, okay? And then shall many be offended, and they shall betray one another, and they shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise and deceive many. Okay, that's here, now. And that may even come in the future as well. Okay? So I'm trying to think, a brother had a dream, GMS Dreamer, I believe that's his channel. You know, how the real man of the Lord was off the streets. I'm trying to say it right, so I believe, you know, don't quote me on it. I believe this was in his dream. How the real man of the Lord was off the streets, but Esau, Edom set up false prophets, or something like that. You know, so hey, they may come to pass, they may not. You know, but either way, we understand that there's false prophets now. Okay. And because iniquity shall abound, and the love of many shall wax cold. All right, check this. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, so you got to endure to the end. You got to do the work, man. You can't play no games with the Lord. You got to endure to the end. All right, so that you can be saved up out of here. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. Okay? So once this word has been preached out throughout the four corners of the earth, the real men of the Lord stand up for righteousness and boldness, sighing and crying for the abomination of this place, right? And elect, and they get sealed with that mark of exemption in their foreheads, okay? That's when the end is going to come. And we are clearly seeing seeing the end manifest right before our eyes as we speak. Okay. So let me get 2nd Esdras 5. Okay. 2nd Esdras 5. Nevertheless, as the coming, the tokens behold. Okay. Just like the tokens that we saw, that we read in Matthew 24, famines, pestilence, plagues, kingdom against kingdom, okay? Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number. Ooh, listen to that, taken in great number, okay? Billions and billions of souls, of lives being destroyed. And the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. Okay? The way of truth. What is the way of truth? This gospel that's being preached throughout the four corners of the earth. The real truth. Okay? Because we understand that Renaissance Christianity has been here for a long time. And we understand that Renaissance Christianity is not the truth. Okay? We understand that what we preaching here is the truth, okay? This is the truth. And iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, or thou hast heard long ago. So there's going to be so much wickedness. This is why a lot of people are going to be taken in such a great number, because they have that do with that will spirit. They following after this man's system, after his kingdom, okay? So the righteous, man, they sighing and crying for this place to be destroyed, man. All right? This is why we come out here and preach this word, man. And the land that thou seest now have root, shalt thou see wasted suddenly. So you doing the work, and the Lord covering you, Lord willing, you be the first ones to be beamed up into the chariots, or one of the first ones, because we understand that the dead that pass away in this truth, okay, they're going to be beamed up first. They're going to get them new bodies, that crown of glory first, and then everybody else that's alive and on the earth in the truth, they're going to be beamed up, okay? Lord willing, if I remember, I'm going to get that, okay? So we don't want to be partakers in this nuclear missile, the ICBM ballistic nuclear missiles, nuclear warheads that's coming upon this place, okay? We don't want to be partakers in that. So that's why we sign cry for this wicked-ass kingdom to be destroyed, all right? But you got to wait. You got to wait patiently for that, okay? Because you have people that came into the truth and they fall off, like I said earlier, man, because the Lord didn't come in your time, You had a time period when the Lord has to come, okay? So let's get let's go ahead and get 2nd Esdras 8 at the top, okay? So I was talking about this earlier. 2nd Esdras 8, and he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. Okay, so you have a lot of souls that's on this earth, many souls upon this earth. Okay, but hey, the next kingdom, all right, the rulership, the next kingdom that's coming, it's only for few. Only a few is gonna get it. And what's that few that's gonna get it on the first go around? That's the elect. Okay. Now we do understand that all Israel shall be saved. Okay, we do understand that. But on the first go around, the ones that won't have to taste that second death, all right, only few is gonna taste the kingdom of heaven first. Okay. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. Psalms 84 and 10, okay? For the day, Psalms 84 and 10, for a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. One day in the kingdom of heaven is better than 1,000 years that you get on this side of the earth, okay? You live for 1,000 years, all right? Yeah, say you live for 1,000 years, all right? It won't compare to one day that you get in the kingdom of heaven, you know, because you're going to have riches. You have that glory. You're going to have that spiritual body, man. You're going to laugh at death, man. You won't be a partaker in death anymore. You'll be able to enjoy your kids, you know. It's going to be dope, man. Just one day. Just one day in the kingdom of heaven, man, is better than 1,000 years that you get on this side of the earth, man. All right, so back to 2nd Ezra 8, okay? Go ahead and put this in the note, okay? 2nd Ezra 8, and he answered me, saying, the Most High have made this world for many, but the world to come for few. Millions and billions of souls on this earth waiting judgment for the Lord, all right? For the Lord, righteous indignation that's going to come upon this world. But only few is going to escape that judgment. It's going to be exempt from that judgment, okay? Verse 2, I will tell thee a similitude, Ezra, as when thou ask the earth, it shall say unto thee that I given much mold whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust, all right, it's a key point, but little dust that gold cometh of, even so the course of this present world. So, you know, you just got to picture it, man. Out of all the dust, out of all the dust that's upon this world, you only have a small speckle of gold, okay? Small specks of gold that are within that dust and scattered abroad in that dust, like the elect. The elect is scattered abroad the four corners of the earth. Okay, since the elect is scattered abroad, you only have out of that dust, with the dust represents, you know, these other nations, the 2/3, okay? Because the 2/3 ain't uplifting, upholding the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem outside. They ain't trying to do that which is pleasing unto the Lord. So through the midst of that dust, you have the gold, the elect, all right? That's understanding the ways of the Lord. That's reading this Bible, trying to please the Lord, all right? Going out there speaking righteousness, man, okay? So out of all the dust, man, you have gold, the elect. And Lord will, I get in Isaiah 13, you know, he's going to make a man more precious than gold, more precious than fine gold, you know, paraphrasing, okay? There be many created, many souls created upon this earth, but few shall be saved. Only few is going to taste that kingdom of heaven on the first go around, okay? They won't have to taste that nuclear missile, okay? They won't have to taste that nuclear missile, but everybody else, they're going to eat that nuclear missile, okay? That's why the vast majority of the Israelites are on this side of the earth, or in Babylon the Great. But you have them all scattered abroad, so that's why the Lord has other plagues for them. You know, if they don't taste the nuclear missile, that's why the Lord has, you know, other spirits waiting for them. Okay? And I may get that as well. Let me get Isaiah 13 first. Okay? Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13 and 12. And I will make a man more precious than fine gold. More precious than fine gold. So the elect. All right, the elect man is signed the crime for the abominations of this place they're going to be more precious than fine gold, because the Lord may bestow upon them their spiritual power, okay? The Lord is going to be able to feed them in the days, okay? Even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. So listen to that, man. So that's how much a man is going to be made, all right, in those last days, okay? So let me get Sirach 39 and let's see, 28, I think. Yep, Sirach 39 and 28. Okay. There be spirits that are created for vengeance. Okay, because we understand that in the heavens, all right, the Lord has his counsel. So you got to picture that. You got the Yahweh Shem outside, all right, and his counsel, the angels, all right, and they come together and they pretty much plot, you know, hey, how can we take out this man right here? Okay, how can we take him out on the left hand side? How can we take him out on the right hand side? You know, when the elect get that spiritual power, you know. So how are we going to take him out? How is the Lord going to take out these 2/3 in these last days? How is the Lord going to take down these other nations in these last days? Well, let's go ahead and read it. Okay. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay sore strokes in the time of their destruction. They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Okay, so appease them. All right, it even appeased the Lord to bruise Yahweh Shai. All right, because Yahweh Shai, we understand, was King Solomon. All right, he was the first Adam. Okay, so Yahweh Shai, he had to pay for his sins first, and then he was the ultimate sacrifice, the sacrificial lamb for the kingdom of Israel. Okay, so it even appeased the Lord to bruise his son. But hey, the Lord got defamed, all right, looked down upon, but at the end of the day, Yahweh Shai got rose up, and he's in his power seat, he's in his glory, and now he's waiting on Yahweh Shema Slakia. Now he's waiting on his Father to give him that green light to come down here and take this wicked ass man out of rulership. Okay. All right. Appease the wrath of him that made them. Okay. These are some of the ways that the Lord has set up for the 2/3 and all these other nations to be taken out. So let's go ahead and read it. Okay. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. All these are created for vengeance, to take out the ones that speak lawfully, speak wickedly against the Lord, that don't want to follow the Lord, okay? And check this, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword, punishing the wicked to their destruction, Slakia. And the sword punishing the wicked to destruction, okay? So the Lord has all these things lined up for him to be taken out in these last days, man. So that's why it's imperative to not tarry to turn to the Lord, but to turn to the Lord now. So you won't be a partaker in this upcoming destruction, and especially that nuclear missile, the nuclear warhead that's headed here to Babylon the Great. You know, knowing the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. All right, because the Lord can, the Lord can revive you out of your dead state. Say you died from teeth of wild beasts or scorpions or whatever. The Lord will raise you back up, so you can eat so you can eat that nuclear missile, man. You know. And check this out, verse 31. They shall rejoice in the commandment, and they shall be ready upon the earth. All right, they're ready. They're ready to take this commandment, man, because they don't transgress the word of the Lord. When need is, and when their time has come, they shall not transgress his word, you know, because our people, they transgress the word of the Lord. But these spirits that are made for vengeance, they don't transgress the word of the Lord. You know, the Lord says, hey, go ahead, do this. Hey, they pop, it's on the popping, man. All right, it's on the popping, man. No questions asked. Oh, Lord, you told me to do this? All right, it's just like that, man. Okay? So let's get, I'm trying to think of the scripture I'm trying to get. It's like, bear with me. I'm trying to think of a scripture. I'm trying to get. I'm not recording live, so you know sometimes some brothers come up and post some scriptures. But let me see what I have here. So let me read Matthew 24:13 again. All right. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So throughout all these pestilence and plagues, you still got to endure to the end. But you walk uprightly in the sight of the Lord, is going to have his angels covering over you. All right. So this is Proverbs 28:18. Okay. Going back to what I just said. Whosoever walketh uprightly shall be saved. All right, you walk uprightly. How do you walk uprightly? By following laws, statutes, commandments, Yahweh Shemashah. Okay, that's how you walk uprightly. All right. Whosoever walketh uprightly shall be saved. But he that is perverse in his ways shall fall at once. And we just read in Sirach 39 that some of the ways how he's going to fall at once. You know, he's perverse. Okay. The spirits of vengeance that are created to appease the Heavenly Father, okay? And they don't transgress His word. You know, they like I said, it's on and popping for them, all right? But our people, the 2/3, you know, they don't listen to the Lord when He says go. They don't listen to the Lord when He says keep my law, statutes, and commandments. You know, it's all about them, okay? So that's why they're going to be destroyed. That's why they're going to be confounded in these last days, man. Right? Matter of fact, Matthew 22:14. For many are called, but few are chosen. Many are called to this truth. Right? But few are chosen. So out of all the dust, you're going to have those little speckles of gold that's going to be saved, you know? The little speckles of gold, they're going to be saved. All right? Let's get 1 Corinthians 4:11. Even unto this present hour, Salaki, I reread that. Let's see what else I want to get. Yeah, let's go ahead and get Isaiah 41:14. Fear not, that warm Jacob, Yahweh, okay, Jacob, the children of Israel. And ye men of Israel, I will help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer of the Holy One of Israel. Fear not, okay? So you got to endure to the end and fear not, okay? That's why wisdom, matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and get that too. Isaiah 33:6. It's going to be the stability of your time. So when everything is bugging out, when the way of truth is gone, okay, when he ain't out here preaching his word, okay, you understand that this is the Lord's movie and this has to come to pass, okay? So anything that happens, you're not in fear, okay? Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, okay? Even having earthly knowledge, you know, is going to help you in this time. You know, but most importantly, having this wisdom right here, all right, this Bible, this understanding of the scriptures, understanding of the times, all right, understanding that the Lord got you, the Lord has His angels around you, all right, is going to keep you in these last days, okay? Let me get like I'm looking for the scripture. It's 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy 1 and 7. Okay? This is powerful right here. This is why we come out here and preach this word and stand boldly for the name of Yahweh Shem outside. Okay? And this is why everybody else, they're not standing boldly for the name of Yahweh Shem outside. Okay? 2 Timothy 1 and 7. For power have not given us a spirit of fear, but a power and a love and a sound mind. No spirit of fear up here, man. Stand boldly, okay, for the name of Yahweh Shem outside, okay? All right, it said power and the love, all right? We got power up here. It may not look like it, but we got power. It takes a lot of confidence to come out here in the midst of all these people, okay? To come out here and preach this word, man. All right, and a sound mind. So no fear, but a sound mind for when those times of affliction come upon this earth. That you're all good, man. You're all good. Okay. Okay, let's matter of fact, let's get this. It's 2 Timothy 3 and 16. All scripture is given by inspiration of power and is profitable by doctrine, for reproof, for correction and instruction in righteousness. Okay? So understanding this word, understanding the mind of Yahweh Shem outside, you're going to correct yourself. You're going to walk in the ways of righteousness. Okay? Verse 17, key point that I want. That the man of power may be perfect, duly furnished unto all good works. So you may be perfect. Okay? Looked at as a perfect vessel upon Yahweh Shem outside. One that can be exempt from the second death. Okay? So back to Isaiah. Isaiah 41 and 14, okay? Fear not, thou worm, Jacob, and ye men of Israel, so fear not, because the Lord gave us the power of no fear, okay? Of power, love, and a sound mind, okay? So when everything's jumping and popping off, people robbing and killing each other out here, you're not in fear, okay? You're going to follow the Lord, you know? You'll follow the Lord, and you know, he may speak to you directly, tell you go here, go there, or you may just be walking and the Lord just direct you into the right path where to go. You know, I will help thee. Okay, the Lord said he's going to help thee, saith the Lord, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Behold, I will make thee a sharp thrashing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and thou shalt make the hills as chaff. Okay, listen to that, man. Okay, so when it's on and popping, when these evil as Babylonians, Egyptians come after us, okay, you just gotta believe wholeheartedly that he's gonna lift up that standard. Okay, that's one way how the Lord's people are going to be protected in these days. Okay, that's how a man is going to be more precious than fine gold, because he has the angels of the Lord covering him, watching over him. He's being fed by the Lord, and he may get that spiritual power, as we reading right here. Okay, thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in the Lord Yahweh Shem Ashah, and thou shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. Hey, so it's going to be a glory time, man. When they coming up against you and you get that spiritual power and you're able to take these niggas out, man. Oh, man. Okay, they being blown away like a whirlwind. You know, shooting the Kamehameha waves. All right, flying. All right, just imagine that, man. You know, doing greater works than Yahweh Shai did when he was on this earth. Okay? And that's something we got to look forward to. That's something that we got to believe, you know. We understand some of the men of the Lord is going to die for this truth. Some men may die for this truth And a brother may revival. He may revival, he may not. Because we understand that when you're in the spiritual world, okay, you're at peace, you're at rest, and you're just waiting for the Lord to come back, and you're gonna get that new body. All right, the Lord's gonna revive you. You're gonna get that crown of glory. You're gonna get that new body. Okay. But yeah, you may end up dying for this truth, and the brother may revive you, with some spiritual power, and you come at and destroy your enemies, man. Take out the ones that took you out. You're going to be able to do that regardless, because those enemies, all right, they're going to be the first ones be put in slavery as well, So let's get verse 17, okay? When the poor and needy seek water, okay? Because some of us may be pilgrims upon the earth, okay? You got to picture that. So instead of staying in your apartment, in your house, okay, you got to be out there in the wilderness, okay, walking, trying to avoid these dangers, man. And there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst. I, the Lord, will hear them, okay? That's why we pushing this word, man. So in that time of trouble, all right, when we're thirsty, when we're hungry, the Lord's going to hear us, man. All right, the Lord's going to hear us. Okay? I, Yahweh Shema Shah of Israel, will not forsake them. Okay? Because this work that we're doing is not in vain. I will open rivers in high places. Ooh, listen to that. Rivers in high places. All right, imagine the Lord just making a way. All right? Water just coming out of a tree. Water coming out of a rock, man. This is the power of the Lord that we're speaking of, man. All right? I will open rivers in high places and fountains in the midst of valleys. You just walking in and boom, water, food. Okay? I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land spring of water. Listen to that, man. So that's the power of the Lord that we're dealing with here, man. Because he said his servants shall eat. Okay, this is one of the ways servants of the Lord are going to be able to eat in these last days, man. Okay? The Lord just showing his power. The Lord just showing off. All right? The Lord may give you that spiritual power, and you just raise your hand up. And there it is, food, water, things that you need, man. You pray to the Lord, and there it is. Because he said he's not going to forsake you. He said he's going to hear you. Okay? I will plant the wilderness and the cedar and shittim tree and myrtle and the oil tree, and I will set the desert fern tree and the pine and the box tree together. And they may see and know and consider to understand together that the hand of the Lord have done this, and the Holy One of Israel have created. Okay? Because these people going to learn, that the Lord did this. This is nothing but the Lord. This is nothing but the Lord's movie right now, man. Okay? All right? So let's go ahead and get some more. Isaiah. Matter of fact, this is Isaiah 43, because I was going to get my servant shall eat. It's Isaiah 43. But now, thus saith the Lord, that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not. So once again, fear not, because he didn't give us the spirit of fear, man. Okay? Fear not, for I've redeemed thee, and I've called thee by thy name, thou art mine. Okay? These people are going to understand that the Lord is only for his people. He's only dealing with his people. Okay? You other nations, you can't get in yet. All right? Only way you're going to get in is by in the kingdom of heaven with them chains on. Okay? When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burned, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. So when you're going through the midst of the wilderness or throughout the world, man, and the people are trying to come and take you out, the Lord's going to be with you, man. He's going to have his angels around you, man, encamping around you, because you chose to fear the Lord. Now, so when that time comes, he'll have your back, all right? For I am the Lord, thy power, Holy One of Israel, thy Savior, okay? Yahweh's name, he shall save. He's the Redeemer, okay? He's our Savior, man. And I gave Egypt for a ransom, Ethiopia and Saba for thee. Since thou was precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I've loved thee. Therefore I will give men for thee and people for that life. Listen to that, man. Okay? It's a prophecy that hasn't happened yet. Okay? He said, let's go ahead and read that again. Since thou was precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable. Okay? You're doing this work. It's an honorable thing. Going out here to the highways and byways in season and out of season. I was watching Apostles and Elders Brothers video earlier today. Manat Zappa posted up. You know, they was breaking down the Sabbath. Okay? Because we understand that every Friday, sundown, and Saturday sundown is not the Sabbath. Okay? So the Apostles and Elders was breaking it down, and a brother was at the camp, and it was talking about another Israelite group that was teaching that, and they wasn't out there in season and out of season. This is a thing that you have to be in season and out of season for, so you could be honorable in the sight of the Lord. You know, that only out here when it feels good, that ain't enough sacrifice to the Lord. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have to come back to this. I'm just got to get it, man. 2 Timothy 4:2. This is our job, you know, our reasonable sacrifice. Romans 12, our reasonable sacrifice unto the Lord. Okay, renewing your mind. Renew your mind, and then go out here and preach His word, which is your reasonable sacrifice. Okay. 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy 4:2. Preach the word, be instant in season and out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. So no matter if it's cold, raining, you know, it looked like it was about to rain a couple minutes ago over here. You know, you had the wind blowing and all this stuff. You had the flies down here. You know, it looked like it was about to rain, you know. The sun was not shining as bright. But hey, you know, still got to be out here preaching the word. So no matter, you know, I was out there in the cold. I was out there in the rain. It's not to toot my own horn, but, you know, learn that from the apostles and elders, and reading it for myself and seeing that you're supposed to be out here preaching His word. That's your job, man. But we're out here preaching His word, okay? Because if the Lord can die for you, okay, this is our reasonable sacrifice. Going out here preaching His word, okay? Back to Isaiah 43, because that was fire. Okay, verse 4 again. Isaiah 43 and 4 again. Because that was fire, man. Alright, that was fire. Alright. Since thou was precious in my sight, and thou hast been honorable. How are you honorable? By doing that which is pleasing unto the Lord. Okay, that's how you be honorable. Going out here preaching His word, not playing no games with the Lord. I have loved thee, therefore I will give men for thee. Okay, we're waiting patiently. All right, that patience go into suffering. We're suffering patiently to have men under us. Okay, men in slavery under us, man. Okay, and people for thy life. Okay, listen to that, man. People for thy life. Fear not, I am with thee, and I'll bring thy seed from the east and gather them from the west. Okay? As we went into earlier at 2nd Ezra 8, out of all the dust, you had the little speckles of gold. And that speckles of gold is definitely worth more than the dust. So you're going to pick out the gold, okay? And that gold is scattered abroad through the four corners of the earth, okay? And so he's going to gather us from the four corners of the earth, okay? Fear not, I am with thee, and I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. And I will say to the north, give up, and the south, keep not back. Bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth. Listen to that, man. All right, so the Lord is going to bring us from the ends of the earth everywhere, because the elect is scattered abroad, standing boldly for the name of Yahweh Shemashah. All right, everyone that is called by my name, for I have created him for my glory, and I formed him, yea, I have made him. Yea. All right. So that's why it's a blessing that the Lord, woke you up to this truth, open up your eyes to understand what's going on, to see that this kingdom, is falling. Okay. See that this kingdom is falling, man. Everybody else, they waiting for things to go back to normal. They want this kingdom to last forever. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get that. Let's get Psalms 49 and 10. Okay. Psalms 49 and 10. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. Okay. The inward thought is that this house, this kingdom, is going to continue forever. It's not. All great kingdoms have fallen. The difference is that this kingdom will come that is made for few. It's not going to fall, okay? The Lord is going to ensure that. How the Lord is going to ensure that? By having his angels, all right, being the bodyguards, watching over the city, all right? That's in Revelation 21. And you're going to have that spiritual power. And since sin is our kryptonite, we're going to keep the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shemashah perfectly. We're not going to be able to transgress. Okay? As we read in, matter of fact, let's go back to Psalms 84. Okay? Bear with me, let's turn to it. It's like it's not Psalms 84. Yeah, it was Psalms 84. It's looking wrong to me. Psalms 84 and 10. For a day in thy courts is better than 1,000. Okay, once again, one day in the kingdom of heaven is better than 1,000 years that you get here on earth. Okay. Let's get some more scriptures. I'm gonna close out soon because my back is hurting. Gotta get that together, but this is our reasonable sacrifice unto the Lord, man. I think I want to get 2 Thessalonians or 1 Thessalonians 4. Okay, this is 1 Thessalonians 4 and 15. Okay. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which were alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. Because we understand that the ones that are asleep, okay, the ones that are dead, which are not dead, their spirits are up there in the spiritual realm with Yahweh Shemashah. Okay, we're not going to be, they're going to be the first ones risen up. Okay. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout. Okay, because all the kingdoms are going to wail because of him. Okay. With the voice of the archangel and with the trump of power. And the dead and the Mashiach shall rise first. Okay, the dead is going to rise first. Then we which were alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet with the Lord in the air. So shall we ever be with the Lord. Okay? Hey, it's a beautiful time, man, to see the reward of the wicked. Okay? Them calling you crazy for going out there and preaching the word. All right? But at the end of the day, they're going to be the ones that are going to be made to naught. All right? They're going to be the ones to know that there was a prophet among them. All right? All right, key point, verse 18. Wherefore, comfort one another with these words. Okay? Comfort one another. Okay? No matter if you die in this truth, survive, man. You know, at the end of the day, man, you know, you in this truth, you're doing that which is pleasing unto the Lord. He got you, man. He got you. Let's get some scriptures about the Lord coming back. It's Revelation 1:7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they which pierced him. Okay? So that also proves reincarnation, regeneration. They that pierced him are going to be able to see him, and they're going to be destroyed. And all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. Why are they going to wail? Because he's coming back with great power, with great anger. All right? He's coming to take these kingdoms. All right? He's putting them down, man. Jeremiah 25:33. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. So listen to that, man. One end of the earth even unto the other. That's how much slaying that the Lord is doing. And it goes back to 2 Ezra 8, man. You know, many are created, but few are chosen. All right? This world was created for many, but the world to come for few. Okay? So only few is going to be able to be exempt from this Lord, from Yahweh Shemashai's wrath when he comes down. You know, from Yahweh Shai's wrath when he comes down. Okay? Jeremiah 23:33. I'm going to read it again. And the slain of the Lord shall be at that day from one end of the earth even unto the other, and they shall not be lamented, neither gathered nor buried. They shall be dung upon the earth. So that's how much death it's going to be. Okay? Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, okay, because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right? Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, so the people are mourning. All right? But when the righteous are in authority, all right, even though they're going to be in slavery, guess what? You're going to have real food, a hot meal. You may have a hot meal, you know, but the food's going to be real. Okay? Everybody's going to be keeping the law, statutes, commandments. All right? It's going to be peaceful. The nations are not going to know war anymore. And we're going to have that spiritual power. All right? This man Esau, Edom, he's going to be confounded. Okay? He's not going to be the man anymore. People are not going to be following this man. He's going to be a base man once again. Okay? All right? Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. All right? So that's why we're waiting for the Lord to come down with his great wrath. And we're hoping that we're exempt from it. Okay? Let's get let's see what else I want to get. Yeah, let's go ahead and get in Isaiah 17. Okay? Isaiah 17:11. In the day thou shalt make thy plant to grow, and in the morning thou shalt make thy seed to flourish, but the harvest shall be a heap in the day of grief and desperate sorrow. Woe to the multitude of many people which make a noise like the noise of the sea, and the rushing of nations that make the rushing like the rushing of many mighty waters. Okay, because right now we're in such a low condition, and we got all these nations around us. We're in our captivity, but out of all these other nations, these waters out here, you only have few speckles of gold. You have many people on this world. Okay, the nations that rush like the rushing of many waters, but power, Yahweh shall rebuke them. The Lord's going to rebuke them. Okay, the Lord is going to rebuke them when he comes back, and when his men of the Lord get that spiritual power. And they shall flee from afar, and they shall be chased as the chaff of the mountains before the wind, and like the rolling thing before like the whirlwind, as we read in Isaiah 43. Okay? And behold, the evening tide and trouble before the morning he is not. This is the portion of them that spoil us, and a lot of them that robbed us. So a lot of them that robbed us, the Lord is going to rebuke them and destroy them. And the Lord, Yahweh, he's going to be the first slave owner in the kingdom of heaven. All right? Hey, that's a beautiful thing, man. So I'm going to get Sirach 19:19. Okay? The knowledge of the commandments of the Lord is doctrine of life. And they that do the things that please him shall receive the fruit of the tree of immortality. One of my favorite scriptures, man. You do that which is pleasing unto the Lord, you're going to be the first ones to enter into the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be that few number that get that crown of glory on the first go around. Okay? Revelation 22:7. Okay? Behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of this prophecy of this book. Blessed is you that follow law, statutes, commandments, and do that which is pleasing unto him. Because verse 11, he that is unjust, let him be unjust still, and he that is filthy, let him be filthy still, and he that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. Okay, because we're coming into the point where it ain't trying to hold your hand all the time, man. You either gonna get this truth, you're gonna come out here and slave for the Lord, or you're gonna slave for the white man. All right, you're gonna slave for yourself. Okay, so you holy, be holy still. You righteous, be righteous still, man. All right. Verse 12, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. Okay, so that's why we're going out here to the highways and byways, to get that reward, man. Okay? To get that reward. Because we understand a lot of things are going to pass away, man. All right? Revelation 21:7 and Revelation 21:7, he that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his power, and he shall be my son. You're going to inherit all things. As we read in Isaiah 43, man, he has men for us, all right? What is those men? Those slaves for us, man. Just waiting for us, man. And that's what we're waiting for, man. Matter of fact, I got to get Revelation 22:25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come. All right, this thing is about endurance, patience. Hold fast is truth. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, so ye endure unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Power over the nations, man. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of the potter shall be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. Okay, so endure to the end, and then you get that crown of glory, and you're having the riches and kingdom of heaven, man. I'm gonna have to get that Isaiah 43 again, man, because it was fire, man. It was fire. All right, Isaiah 43, and I think I'm gonna close out on this. Isaiah 43. But now thus saith the Lord, that I've created thee, O Jacob, and he that's formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I am redeemer of thee, and I've called thee by thy name, thou art mine. Because we understand that the Lord's only dealing with one people, and out of that one people, he's only dealing with the elect, the gold out of that people. Everybody else, they just extras. Even the 2/3, they just extras in the movies right now. When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers thou shalt not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not burn, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. Okay, throughout your walk, all right, through all this craziness in the world, the Lord's gonna keep you. Okay, for I am Yahweh thy power, Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, and Ethiopia and Saba for thee. Since thou wast precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Therefore I will give men for thee, and people for thy life. Okay? For thy life. Matter of fact, I gotta get one more, man. I gotta get one more. Jeremiah 30:16. Okay. Therefore, all they that devour thee, this is why the Lord is going to give us the riches. This is why the Lord is going to give us the slaves, man. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured. All thy adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity. And they that spoil thee shall be spoiled, and all that prey upon thee will I give thee for a prey. All praises to Yahweh Shema South. Okay. With that, all right, I'm going to give all praises going on into Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh, Bashem, Kakadash. The honors to apostles and elders, a great millstone, much respect to you brothers out there. Speaking his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, standing tall, standing boldly for the name of Yahweh Bashem outside. Legs scattered abroad, the speckled bird. I want to say shalom, and hey, keep fighting the good fight. Your labor's not in vain. The Lord loves us, and endure to the end. Keep your patience, man. No matter what happens, keep your patience. So with that, shalom.